Number 20, you've never seen your own face. Not once. Not ever. Every other person on Earth has seen your face directly, but you never will. The only versions of your face you've ever encountered are reflections in photographs, both of which are distorted. A mirror shows you a flipped version where left becomes right. A photo flattens your three-dimensional face onto a two-dimensional surface. Neither one is what you actually look like. The person you picture when you think of yourself is a composite of reversed mirrors and compressed photographs. You could pass your real face on the street and not recognize it. Every person you've ever met knows your face better than you do. You're the only person in your entire life who has never actually seen you. Number 19, your brain treats doorways as memory reset points. You stand up from the couch with a clear mission. Walk to the kitchen, get the thing. You cross the doorway, and suddenly your brain is empty. The thing is gone. Your purpose has vanished. You're standing in the kitchen like a character whose script just got deleted. This isn't random. Scientists actually studied this. They call it the doorway effect. Your brain organizes memories into episodes based on your environment. When you pass through a doorway, your brain files away the previous room's episode and opens a fresh one. The doorway is essentially a save point, and your brain auto-archived your intention along with the old room. That's why walking back to the original room often brings the memory back. Your brain reopens the old file. Every doorway in your home is a tiny memory eraser you walk through dozens of times a day. Number 18, you're not the same person you were 7 years ago. That's not a metaphor. Your body replaces nearly every cell over the course of about 7 to 10 years. Your skin cells recycle every 2 to 3 weeks. Your red blood cells last about 4 months. Your liver regenerates almost entirely within a year. The atoms that make up your body right now are almost completely different from the ones that made you a decade ago. You are a slowly rotating cast of cells wearing the same face. The body that graduated high school doesn't share a single cell with the body reading this right now. You're essentially a ship that's replaced every plank but still calls itself the same boat. The only thing connecting you to your past self is your memory, which is stored in the one set of cells that mostly doesn't replace itself, your neurons. Your identity is being held together by the one part of you that refused to be swapped out. Number 17, you can feel someone staring at you. You're sitting on a bus, looking at your phone, and something makes you glance up. Someone across the aisle is looking directly at you. You felt it before you saw it. This phenomenon is reported by an overwhelming number of people, and science still can't fully explain it. There's no known sensory mechanism that should allow you to detect someone's gaze without visual confirmation. Some researchers think it's your peripheral vision catching microsignals your conscious brain doesn't register. Others think it's pattern recognition so fast it feels like intuition. But no theory completely accounts for the cases where people feel stared at from behind, where no peripheral vision is possible. Your body is detecting something that your known senses can't explain. You have a surveillance system running in the background that science hasn't found the hardware for yet. Number 16, your tongue doesn't have a comfortable resting position. Right now your tongue is sitting in your mouth. Where exactly is it? Is it pressed against the roof of your mouth? Resting on the bottom? Touching your teeth? Now that you're thinking about it, nowhere feels right. Your tongue has been in your mouth your entire life, and suddenly it feels like a foreign object. This is your brain's awareness system backfiring. Normally, your brain filters out constant sensory input from your tongue the same way it filters out the feeling of your clothes on your skin. But the moment you consciously focus on it, the filter shuts off, and you become hyper-aware of something you've successfully ignored for decades. Your tongue was fine 10 seconds ago. Now it's a problem, and it's going to feel weird for the next few minutes. You're welcome. Number 15, you blink about 20,000 times a day. That's once every few seconds. Your vision goes dark 20,000 times between waking up and going to sleep, and you've never noticed a single one. Each blink lasts about 150 milliseconds. Add that up and you spend roughly 10% of your waking hours with your eyes closed. That's over an hour and a half of daily blackout that your brain seamlessly edits out. Your visual experience of the world is not a continuous feed. It's a highlight reel with thousands of tiny gaps your brain fills in automatically. You're watching life through a film that cuts to black 20,000 times a day, And your brain's editing is so good, you've never caught a single cut. Right now, as you're absorbing this information, you've already blinked several times without registering any of them. Number 14, you can't tickle yourself. Your fingers know how. Your body is ticklish. All the equipment is there. But it doesn't work when you do it to yourself. Your brain has a prediction engine called the cerebellum that tracks every movement your body makes. When you reach to tickle yourself, your brain already knows exactly where your fingers will land, how hard they'll press, and when they'll move. It predicts the sensation perfectly and cancels out the tickle response before it starts. Tickling only works when it's unexpected. Your brain needs to be surprised. That's why someone else's fingers can send you into hysterical laughter. But your own fingers do absolutely nothing. Your brain is running anti-tickle software that you can't override. The one person who always has access to your ticklish spots is the one person who can never use them. Number 13, you have a voice in your head right now. It's reading these words to you. It sounds like you. It speaks in your language. It can whisper, shout, or change accents. But nobody taught you how to use it. You didn't take a class on inner monologue. No one sat you down as a child and said, "Here's how to think in sentences." It just appeared one day, and it's never stopped talking since. This voice narrates your entire life. It argues with itself. It rehearses conversations. It sings songs. It worries about the future and replays the past. Scientists call it your inner speech, and they still debate what it actually is. Some people think in words, others think in images. Some people have no inner voice at all, which is hard to imagine when yours won't shut up for 5 minutes. Number 12. Your brain named itself. Somewhere in human history, a brain looked at the organ responsible for consciousness, thought, memory, and emotion, and decided to call it brain. The brain is the only object in the known universe that has named itself. It studied itself, wrote papers about itself, and still doesn't fully understand itself. Your brain is aware that it exists. It knows it's a brain. It knows it's inside a skull. And it gave itself the label. No other organ did this. Your liver didn't name itself liver. Your heart didn't decide it was a heart. The brain did all the naming because it's the only organ capable of doing so. It's like an employee who wrote their own job title and performance review. Number 11, you're about to yawn. Just reading the word yawn is enough to trigger it. You might already be fighting one right now. Your jaw's getting heavy, your brain is sending the signal. Even thinking about yawning activates the same neural pathways as an actual yawn. You don't need to be tired, you don't need to see someone yawn. Just the concept is enough. This is one of the most contagious behaviors in human biology, and scientists still aren't entirely sure why reading about it is enough to trigger it. Your brain is responding to an idea, not a physical need. A word on a screen just hijacked your facial muscles. If you made it through this entire section without yawning, you're in a very small minority. Number 10, you're breathing manually now. Up until this sentence, your body was handling your breathing automatically. Your diaphragm was expanding and contracting without any input from your conscious mind. But now that you've read this, you're aware of every breath. You're choosing when to inhale. You're timing your exhales. Your breathing has shifted from autopilot to manual control, and it feels strange. Your body runs this system perfectly fine without you. It's been doing it since you were born. But the second your conscious brain notices, it tries to take the wheel, and suddenly something that's worked flawlessly your whole life feels clunky and unnatural. Don't worry, you'll forget about it in a few minutes, and your body will take over again. Probably. Number 9, you spend about 2 years of your life waiting in lines. Grocery stores, banks, airports, coffee shops, amusement parks. Add it all up across an average lifetime, and you'll spend roughly 2 full years standing in a queue doing nothing. 2 years of your one and only existence on this planet spent shuffling forward one step at a time while staring at the back of someone's head. That's 730 days. Over 17,000 hours. You could learn multiple languages, master an instrument, or read thousands of books in that time. Instead, you're holding a grocery basket watching someone argue about an expired coupon. Number 8, your stomach acid can dissolve metal. The hydrochloric acid in your stomach sits at a pH between 1 and 3. That's strong enough to eat through a razor blade. This acid is churning inside you right now, breaking down everything you eat into usable paste. The only reason it doesn't dissolve you from the inside out is a layer of mucus lining your stomach wall that regenerates faster than the acid can eat through it. Your body is in a constant arms race with itself. The acid is trying to dissolve everything. The mucus is racing to rebuild the barrier. If the mucus loses that race even briefly, you get an ulcer. Your survival depends on a thin layer of slime winning a never-ending battle against one of the most corrosive substances your body produces. Number 7. You produce enough saliva in a lifetime to fill 2 swimming pools. Your salivary glands produce between 1 and 2 liters of saliva every single day. Over an average lifetime, that adds up to roughly 25,000 liters. That's enough to fill 2 full-sized swimming pools. Right now, your mouth is producing saliva as you read this. You swallow it constantly without thinking, about once every 30 seconds. This liquid breaks down your food, protects your teeth from bacteria, and keeps your mouth from drying out. Your body is running a tiny water park inside your face, and you've been swallowing the output your entire life without giving it a second thought. Number 6, your nose can detect over 1 trillion scents, but it can't smell your own home. Your olfactory system is staggeringly powerful. It can distinguish between over 1 trillion different scent combinations. But walk into your own house and you smell absolutely nothing. This is called olfactory adaptation. Your brain deliberately tunes out constant smells so it can focus on detecting new ones. Your home has a very specific smell. Everyone who visits notices it. You never will. Your brain deleted it because it decided familiar smells aren't worth your attention. You're walking around in a cloud of personal scent that's invisible to you but obvious to everyone else. If you want to know what your house smells like, leave for a week and come back. That first breath through the door is the one honest moment before your brain starts erasing again. Number 5, you glow in the dark. Your body emits a small amount of visible light. You are technically bioluminescent. Japanese scientists proved this using cameras sensitive enough to detect photons 1,000 times weaker than what human eyes can see. Your body glows brightest around your face, particularly your cheeks and forehead. The glow fluctuates throughout the day, dimmest in the morning, brightest in the afternoon. It's caused by chemical reactions involving free radicals and fluorescent molecules in your skin. You've been emitting light your entire life and you'll never see it. You're a glow stick that doesn't glow bright enough for anyone to notice, walking around in a world full of other dim glow sticks that can't see each other's light. Number 4, your bones are stronger than steel. Pound for pound, bone is stronger than steel. A cubic inch of bone can withstand loads of over 19,000 pounds. Your skeleton is an engineering marvel that most building materials can't compete with. Yet this same structure breaks when you trip over a curb or fall off a chair. The issue isn't the material, it's the design. Bones are optimized for specific types of stress, mostly compression. Hit them with a sudden impact at the wrong angle and they snap. A material stronger than steel, defeated by a wet bathroom floor. Your skeleton is simultaneously the toughest and most fragile structure in your body, depending entirely on the direction the force comes from. Number 3, your brain uses more energy than any other organ. Your brain makes up about 2% of your body weight, but consumes roughly 20% of your total energy. Even when you're doing absolutely nothing, lying on a couch staring at the ceiling, your brain is burning through calories like it's running a marathon. It never turns off. It never idles. Even during sleep, your brain is consuming significant energy running maintenance, consolidating memories, and cleaning out cellular waste. Thinking harder doesn't actually increase your brain's energy use much because it's already running near maximum capacity all the time. Your brain is essentially redlining 24 hours a day, whether you're solving complex math or watching reruns. Number 2, you share 60% of your DNA with a banana. The same genetic code that builds your eyes, your brain, your hands, and your personality is 60% identical to the code that builds a piece of fruit. You share about 96% with chimpanzees, 90% with cats, 80% with cows, and 60% with a banana. The building blocks of all life on Earth are shockingly similar. The difference between you and a banana comes down to which genes are turned on and how they're expressed. That 40% gap is doing a lot of heavy lifting, turning the same basic code into either a conscious being that questions its own existence or a yellow fruit that sits on a counter until it turns brown. Number 1, you were once the youngest person on Earth. For a fraction of a second, at the exact moment you were born, you held a world record. You were the newest human being on the entire planet. Nobody else was younger. That title lasted for maybe a second before another baby was born somewhere and took it from you. You peaked on day 1 and it was over before your eyes could even focus. About 385,000 babies are born every single day. That record changes hands roughly 4 times per second. You held the most fleeting title in human history, and you were crying too hard to appreciate it. Somewhere in the world right now, a baby just became the youngest person alive. By the time you finish this sentence, they've already lost it.